Most people who want to start a side hustle end up in the same few places: gig jobs like TaskRabbit, pet sitting, or driving for an app. And those aren't bad ways to make money, but they're the first thing that everybody thinks of, which means that you're splitting scraps with a million other people. So today I'm going to be covering 5 creative side hustles that have very high demand, insane profit margins, and almost no competition. And some of the people doing them are pulling in 6 figures a year off a paintbrush, a foam machine, and a little handy woodwork. So my name's Austin Zabak, and I've built multiple businesses, primarily in the real estate and pest control industry and a few others over the last decade. So if you get any value out of today's video, all that I ask from you is that you smash that like button, because it'll really help me and my channel a ton and get this video in front of more people who need to see it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first side hustle is not only easy, but it has high income potential, and that is garage bin shelving. And if you've got a chop saw and a garage, you already own 90% of what this business needs. This side hustle is really simple. You're building custom wood shelving that is designed specifically to hold those big plastic storage totes that everybody's got stacked in their garage. And this isn't something that you grab off of a shelf at Costco. It's something that is built to fit, sold direct to a homeowner who's tired of looking at a mess every time they pull into their garage. So one guy turned that idea into a full-time income, almost entirely by accident. Alex Hansen's garage was a disaster, and his wife found a post online of somebody building a custom shelf for storage totes. But he decided he was handy enough to build one for himself. Then he posted it on Facebook Marketplace, and his phone did not stop ringing. Within months, he was doing 20+ shelves every 30 days on the side while he was still working his full-time 9-to-5. With the orders coming in hot, he decided to run the numbers with his wife, and he thought to himself, what if I sell this many shelves a month? What do I have left after my cost of material, and does that beat my full-time 9-to-5? Once he set a goal for himself and the math worked, he quit his job. And again, this was all completely organic on Facebook Marketplace and on Instagram. He wasn't spending a bunch of money on ads or anything like that. His Instagram page is now sitting north of 50,000 followers. And here's the part that should really get your attention. Garage organization is one of the fastest growing categories in all of home storage right now. Homeowners are pouring money into cabinets, shelving, and overhead racks because garages have stopped just being a place to park your car. They're becoming workshops, gyms, storage units, and second closets. And almost nobody local is filling that demand. Alex buys 2x4s in bulk from Home Depot. He sources all of the wheels overseas for pennies on the dollar, and he gets a standard 4-foot high by 5-foot across shelf built for about $200 in actual material. And he sells that same shelf for $770. So that is $570 in profit for one shelf, and that is with a couple of hours worth of work. And I actually bought one of these for myself from a guy on Facebook Marketplace doing the exact same business, and I'll show you a picture of that right here. Now, could I have built it myself? 100% I could, but I didn't have the time and I didn't feel like doing it. So I paid $550 and I didn't even blink about it because it was so much more convenient than me having to do it all myself. So that's the entire business model in one sentence. People will pay you to save them a Saturday. Startup cost here is almost nothing, and if you already own some sort of saw, like a chop saw, and some basic hand tools, it is literally pretty much zero. And you don't even need to go buy the 2x4s and all of the wood until somebody actually places an order with you and puts down a deposit. You don't need a license, you don't need a shop, you don't need employees, you pretty much don't need anything. With how simple this is, you could post your first listing today and build your first shelf by this weekend. The next one on today's list requires a garden hose, a cannon, and somebody's backyard. Picture this, a machine with a water hookup and an ordinary backyard, and you're making $250 an hour. All you do is show up with a professional foam cannon, hook it up to a hose and an outlet, and turn somebody's backyard into a mountain of bubbles for a couple of hours. And this business has insane margins. One guy proved just how far you can take it. Tim Karstensen is an elementary PE teacher in the Chicago suburbs. No business background. He picked up a foam cannon almost as a joke. He figured out how to run a party with it, and by year 1, he had turned it into a $150,000 side hustle, all packed into working for about 4 months out of the year, primarily during summer break. And he kept his teaching job the entire time. He scaled from one single foam cannon to 9 setups running at one time across different events on the same weekend. Now, here's what nobody tells you about this one. It is ridiculously low friction to start. Most markets require no license and no permit. You need a standard electrical outlet and a water water source within about 100 feet of each other. That is the entire infrastructure in terms of equipment. Compare that to almost any other event or service business and you'll see why this one is such an outlier. So I looked into this in my home state here in Arizona, and there are only a handful of businesses actively doing this. For a state with millions of people and year-round birthday parties, that is basically wide open territory. A basic foam cannon setup runs you about $1,500. Package pricing in most markets sits around $450 to $550 for a 2-hour party. So the first weekend that you buy the machine, if you do a couple of bookings, the machine has already paid for itself. Everything after that is close to pure profit, minus the foam, a little bit of your time, and maybe some wear and tear on your vehicle. One of Tim's biggest takeaways or lessons from scaling is always to just have some backup equipment as you get bigger. Now he learned that the hard way when a cannon failed mid-countdown with a yard full of hyped up kids waiting. So that's obviously a small piece of advice, and it'll really only apply as you get a little bit bigger and you have more events and more things going on, but you never want to be in that situation that Tim was in where you're standing there, there's a bunch of people fired up, and your equipment goes out. The next one on the list is super interesting, and it actually surprised me, and this side hustle is painted signs. There's a simple version of this business that you can start with paint and a projector in your spare bedroom, and a more expert version of it that turns storefronts into a work of art. Hand-painted signage is just you literally picking up a brush and painting lettering, logos, and artwork by hand instead of printing it on vinyl. And it sounds old-fashioned, but it's actually having a real comeback. Sign painting nearly died out when vinyl printing took over, which means that almost nobody local is doing this anymore. At the high end, this business looks like Will Van Zee, who started Van Zee Sign Co. back in 2013, who was hand painting and gilding signs for restaurants and shops across New York. His work has ended up on storefronts like Dude's Donuts, where he used real gold leaf applied by hand. That kind of craftsmanship built him a real following just from documenting the process. Now here's a version of this business that almost anyone watching could start tomorrow. It's the same skill just applied to birthday banners instead of storefronts. So Alex Slavic paints hand-lettered paper banners for birthdays, bachelorettes, sweet 16s, and stuff to hang at a party. She's built an audience of nearly 600,000 people just by showing the process on Instagram, TikTok, and taking orders straight through the DMs. No website funnel, no ad spend, nothing fancy. And the setup is so simple. Canva for the design, a projector to trace it onto paper, and then paint and a brush, and that's pretty much it. One banner takes less than an hour, and once you've got the process down, they sell for anywhere from $60 to $120 a piece. 4 banners in an evening after work, twice a week, and you're clearing a few hundred extra dollars a week for maybe 5 to 6 hours of actual painting. On the storefront side, a small hand-painted sign can run anywhere from a few hundred to a couple $1,000s. Full storefront and mural work can climb into the tens of thousands of dollars. Startup cost for the banner version is under $200. The barrier to entry is almost nothing, and the real investment is just getting good with the brush. The next business is probably something that you've never even heard of. It's not mowing or a true landscaping job, it is called lawn leveling. It's the process of top dressing a yard with sand and compost to smooth out every low spot and bump until the entire lawn is as flat as a putting green. Now, most people don't even know that this exists as a service, and that is exactly why it's making people so much money. So Brandon McClellan makes about $40,000 a month doing it. He started during the pandemic after noticing his own yard transformed once he changed how he mowed it and fertilized it. And his first job was $600, done entirely with a shovel and a wheelbarrow. Now since then, he's scaled to $500,000 a year in lawn leveling alone, doubling that number year over year for 4 straight years. In his entire home market of Central Texas, there are only 2 real companies doing it. The broader lawn care market in the US is worth roughly $60 billion and climbing, but lawn leveling by itself has barely existed in business before a couple of years ago. A wave of new construction homes built during the pandemic left homeowners with lumpy, poorly graded yards, and almost nobody was positioned to fix it. Startup equipment can begin with hand tools for pretty much next to nothing. Brandon eventually invested into high-performing equipment, but that was only after scaling to a 2-man crew doing multiple jobs a day. You do not need any of that to get your first customer. You need a shovel and a wheelbarrow and a yard that needs it. Okay, so the last one on today's list, for anyone who wants their side hustle to feel a little more like a day on the water, I got the perfect one. A boat is often somebody's single most expensive toy, and most owners have no idea how to take care of it properly, which means they'll pay almost anything to somebody who does. And that's the entire business here. It is boat detailing. Doing things like washing, buffing out oxidation, and restoring gel coats that keep a boat looking new despite it being outside in the sun and the salt. So Drake Roberts runs Revival Marine Care out of Pensacola, Florida, and documents the entire process on his channel. And one video shows a single detail job worth about $5,000. That's what a full restoration and ceramic coating package can run on a bigger boat. The marine detailing services market in the US is valued at over $2.1 billion, and more than 64% of operators in this space are small businesses or independent contractors, not big chains. This is a recurring revenue machine because boats live outdoors. They take a beating from the sun and potentially the salt, and owners who spent six figures on a boat are not about to let it look neglected. Pricing can run between $10 and $20 a foot for a basic detail and $20 to $45 a foot for a full multi-step restoration. A standard full detail runs about $400 to $1,500 depending on the boat's condition. Ceramic coating packages, the premium protective tier, run anywhere from about $3,500 to $8,000 depending on the size of the boat. 2 or 3 full details a week at $1,000 each, and you're already outpacing most full-time 9-to-5 jobs. This one is mobile by nature. You go to the marina, the driveway, or wherever the boat lives. And there's no shop required to start because the boat isn't coming to you, you're going to it. Equipment is your biggest investment, okay? You're gonna probably need a buffer, some compound, and maybe a trailer setup as you start to scale. But your first couple of jobs can be done with a fraction of that stuff at a fraction of the cost, and you can pretty much get into this industry for close to nothing. So there you have it. There are 5 super niche, low competition side hustles that you can start in 2026 with very minimal amounts of money down, and you can pretty much get started by this weekend. If you made it to this far in the video, it would mean the world to me if you would smash that like button if you haven't already. It helps me out a ton, and it's the only thing I'll ever ask you to do. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos in the future. I make all kinds of videos about business ideas, side hustles, and all sorts of different ways to make money on this channel. I would greatly appreciate that, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.